What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update and some really interesting stuff to talk about. And let's start off with the Evening Standard report and update on Antonio Conte. And the first bit, that we'll take it bit by bit. And the first bit he said is that Antonio Conte's schedule for the next 2 weeks include a number of days of double training sessions at Hotspur Way, and is set to focus above all on conditioning. The players not on international duty were given yesterday and today off and will return on Wednesday for what promises to be a mini pre-season of grueling fitness and tactical work. And that is music to my ears.
That's what I like to hear.
Ndombele is going to be Slim Ndombele after this.
I'm just imagining the players on their hotels and on international duty, and then they get like a FaceTime call out in the evening from Conte. It's like, have you done your work today? Like, I'm on to you. Don't worry. Do some push-ups while I'm on school. I'm looking forward to it. It's unfortunate it's used the players who are staying behind. So I'm sure Winks is going to be super fit, but like his song going to be fit. That's what, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm very much happy about Conte getting into the heads of these players and getting their fitness right. To be fair, we did hear the same when Nuno came and he was going to get the fitness right, and we still were the lowest running team in the league. But Conte won't accept us being that. So he'll play whoever does the work, and that's just who's going to play.
Yeah, definitely. And what it goes on to say is that 3 of Conte's 6 strong core staff are conditioning specialists, and Spurs can expect to return to being one of the fittest sides in the league after the squad's condition badly declined under Jose Mourinho. One of Conte's fitness coaches, Gian Piero Vetrone, approach was summed up by 3 ominous mottos: work today to run tomorrow, die but finish, and victory belongs to the strong.
I like die but finish.
Loving it. I'm just loving all these like little snippets that are coming out.
Die but finish. That's what I like. I like kill yourselves but go over the line. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's a quote from Marvel: "If you die, walk it off."
There you go.
I like it. So I'm looking forward to Conte. Not taking any shit from these players. I think too many managers have taken too much shit from them for the past 2 years, and I can't wait. I want to see these guys literally be the taskmasters on the training, but with the fitness and everything. And this guy sounds like a real, I don't know how to put it, but a real like sergeant.
Yeah, Sergeant Major. And I don't know if you saw on the touchline, but you know, if you think Conte is not going to take any shit, look at this guy who's number 2. I mean, he looked like he will literally kill.
Honestly, yeah, I'm just looking pictures and he's scaring me.
I know.
Like, imagine actually being next to him shouting at you. Like,
yeah.
no chance. But look, I'm sure we'll see who can handle it. I'm looking forward.
All right, let's move on to the Ali Gold update. Let's start off with Ryan Sessegnon. As he says, Sessegnon will be taking part in outdoor training this week, but Tottenham will take it slowly and cautiously with him, so as not to push him too strongly or too quickly and cause another problem to his troublesome hamstring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just worrying at his age that he's got such a troublesome hamstring.
Yeah, it's kind of never stopped with the injuries, has it, with Sessegnon, unfortunately. I feel bad for him. But on the plus side for him personally, he's probably got the best manager for him to try and get back into the team and back to his best. Because, if I remember rightly, his best attributes when he was at Fulham as a left winger or a wing back or whatever was always arriving late at the back post. That's where he got. If you go look at his goals in the Championship for Fulham, all of them are pretty much arriving late at the back post, getting on the end of things. That's perfect for Conte.
Yeah,
that it really is perfect for what he needs. And obviously he needs to get over these injury problems. But as soon as he does, if Conte can get him playing well and get a tune out of him, he could be someone who maybe we didn't expect to thrive in this system.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at his attributes, maybe it's not so surprising him thriving in Antonio Conte's system.
Yeah, but someone who's forgotten, I mean.
But that's what we all know what attributes he can bring, but he just hasn't shown anything so far in a Spurs shirt, and that's the main worry for me.
Yeah, but he's got the perfect manager now.
That's the thing. So hopefully he can come on now. Now we need to see him put these fitness issues behind him. That's the main thing that's really holding him back, because every time he gets in a team, he's out for another couple of months. He had a good start to his Hoffenheim loan spell. Injuries stifled that. So I mean, injuries are really holding this guy back.
Correct. That's the main thing. But if he can get fit, and he can get if he can prove to Conte that he really wants to be at Tottenham and fight for his place, I think he can be the one who we've maybe forgotten about, who can actually do something if he gets fit, and because he could be the perfect player.
All right, well, more from Ali Gold, and he's saying there's an expectation within Tottenham that the starting 11 and formation will change over the coming weeks, 3-4-3 to 3-4-1-2.
Yeah, which is, I think, positive in my opinion. I think we need Kane and Son more centrally. I think that's going to get the best out of them. I think that it allows us to get another creative midfielder in there in Lo Celso or in Ndombele as well, or maybe even both, but probably one. And allows us to maybe get a bit more ball progression, allows us to hang on to the ball a bit longer as well, which we have struggled with over the past few weeks or so. So I expected us to go into that formation with the two up top, and I look forward to see how we do with that, because it's going to be a learning curve, because Son and Kane have never really played in the two up top too often, but if they can get their partnership going, it could be deadly.
Definitely could. I mean, we've already seen they are history makers in terms of partnerships in the Premier League. So imagine what Antonio Conte can do with them with two up top. Really,
yeah,
I mean, it could be magic. It could be magic. That's
where I see both their futures being. I think they need to be a central striking position, especially with Son. So I'm excited to see what Conte can do with them, and I think Conte will be licking his lips to see what he can do, because it's something new which defences wouldn't have come up against, them two up top centrally like that. They would have obviously dealt with them together, but most of the time Son out wide and Kane up front. So it will be an element of that when we come up against teams with them two, element of uncertainty with not knowing never seen it before. They wouldn't have tons of analysis to look at and stuff like that. So it's good.
All right, let's move on. More from Ali Gold. Saying that one key element that has impressed the Spurs players has been Conte and his staff's communication, including explaining fully to every individual why they are left out on the starting lineup, or why they're in the starting lineup, and what the plans are for them in the future. And this was kind of, we heard reports about Nuno saying that, he's not very good communicator. He doesn't communicate well with the squad. So, I mean, this is kind of like night and day, and complete polar opposite to what Nuno was.
There was that. And then also with Mourinho, he always had that calling people out very publicly, wasn't he, in the press? And he always, people say he had his favourites and whatnot. So I'm glad that straight away Conte has impressed the squad with how he's able to communicate with them. I'm very happy about that. But obviously, it's a very early days, isn't it? So, they might be happy now, but then in a few months' time, they're still not in the team. They might start saying this is bullshit or something. So I think it's still very early to talk about his man management skills working with the squad. But I'm glad that the initial signs are good.
And the last one from Ali Gold is Tottenham, as with many clubs, are often quiet in January, but they cannot afford to do so this time around. That's what Ali Gold's saying. And it ties in quite nicely.
Can't afford to do so, eh? Levy will beg to differ about what he can and can't afford, I tell you that.
But this ties in quite nicely with the next update from Fabrizio Romano. And he did a video last night on his YouTube, which was really interesting. I suggest you all go over and listen to that 8 minutes of talking about Tottenham and Antonio Conte. And this update from Fabrizio Romano is Tottenham guaranteed Antonio Conte that he will have the power to say, I need this player to win when it comes to the transfer market. And it is likely Spurs will be active in January, potentially moving for a striker, midfielder and centre-back. But, Antonio Conte can go up to Levy and say, I need this player. But
that's it. He'll definitely have the power to say, I need them to win. Doesn't mean they have the power to actually enact it. We'll see. Look, the fact of the matter is we have been here before, in a sense that not in a sense that obviously we know in terms of the quality manager Conte is, but in terms of when Mourinho first came, we all said, no way does Mourinho come if he doesn't have assurances. We all said that. And we must be saying the same with Conte as well. No way if he's come without assurances. Obviously, the pandemic hurt the whole Mourinho thing. And maybe, who knows, maybe we would have spent more if there was no pandemic or whatnot. But the reality is Mourinho didn't get who he wanted, essentially. Or he didn't get probably his number one choices in the positions, rather, especially in that January where...
Are you telling me he didn't want Jedson Fernandez?
Of course, exactly. And, especially in that January, that comes to mind, the clearest one was when we needed a striker when Kane was out pretty much the whole season, and we got Bergwijn, exactly. So we will have to honestly wait and see when January arrives and whatnot, to see how we do back Conte and what does happen. But I'm hopeful that we do actually back him, because
we love to talk a big game, but when it actually comes down to it, it's always the same story.
But the guy literally just walked from a previous job because they were selling their best players. Like, obviously, we're not going to be in that position, but like, it was a transfer.
The same with Chelsea. He walked with Chelsea because he didn't get the right players in.
Exactly. So he has previous of kicking up a fuss and causing a stink if he doesn't get things that he wants. So Levy must have known that when they spoke, and all that kind of stuff. So surely there has to be some leeway in the transfer market this January.
Yeah, there's got to be. Let's move on. Jack Pickbrook, about this Nuno account. We brought you yesterday that Nuno was posting on social media, but it seems to be a fake account. As Jack Pickbrook says, I know there is an Instagram account getting some traction by claiming to be Nuno Espirito Santo discussing his Tottenham exit. I'm afraid to say that it is a fake account. I thought it was a bit weird how he started his sentence on social media saying, wow.
Yeah, that was probably should have been the giveaway. We didn't do our due diligence, unfortunately. I did check on his Twitter to see if he'd posted that statement on Twitter, and it wasn't there because there's a verified tick. Mm-hmm. So that probably should have been a giveaway as well. That it wasn't a real account. We got done. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But if you go to his Twitter account, I feel quite bad. You go to his Twitter and he's like, his profile picture is still him in the Spurs thing, smiling and holding up the Spurs shirt. He was probably, think about back in August, or June, whether it's July, whenever it was appointed, this is the biggest job of his career, isn't it? Let's be honest. Such a big opportunity for him, and for it to be over in 10 games must hurt quite a lot. Yeah. But yeah, look, it was a fake account. I'm sure he's still collecting his thoughts, and we'll probably hear from him in a bit.
All right, let's move on. We've got an update on Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg, and it says, due to an injury, Hojbjerg will miss Denmark's game against Faroe Islands on Friday. The statement also says that they hope to have him playing against Scotland next week. Okay. I'm not sure when this injury came about, but it could very well be for when he got what's his name sent off. Holgate sent off when.
I don't know if he got him sent off or the fact that Holgate kicked him in the knee. Probably got sent off.
Well, he got studs up right directly in the back of the thigh, so that might have been the thing to cause him the injury.
Yeah, it could well been. The only thing that worries me about that update is I remember when we got the update last international break about Son, it was like, oh, he's not here, he's not playing because of a precaution, and then he ends up out for 2 weeks or whatever it was. But hopefully Hojbjerg's injury is not too bad, because we'll skip out for the next game. We're going to need him to play against Leeds quite badly.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that,
Yeah, so hopefully he does play against Scotland and he's back in the frame for Tottenham.
All right, and last but not least, Alfredo Padula talking on Dusan Vlahovic and says Antonio Conte has already discussed Dusan Vlahovic with Fabio Paratici. Fiorentina want between 50 to 60 million euros for the striker this January, but will drop by around 10 million euros in the summer. And Tutto Sport follow on from that, saying Fiorentina want Tottenham Hotspur to make a move for Dusan Vlahovic in January to create a bidding war with Juventus. Antonio Conte and Fabio Paratici believe they can win the competition for his signature.
Interesting about when you talk Alfredo Padula, as Alfredo, he was known actually as quite an unreliable source, but he was the very first person to break the Conte news about Spurs being. I remember when
24 hours before.
Yeah, quite long before everyone started picking up. I remember everyone was laughing at him, saying you're talking rubbish, and then it all came out to be true. Yeah. So maybe he does some sort of good info when it comes to Conte and Tottenham and whatever Italian news.
These two guys, Alfredo Padula and Glongari, have just literally come out of nowhere, and they're bringing up some reliable info.
Very reliable, very reliable. Tottenham in Italy now, they're all the Italian people, they're all over Tottenham right now.
Exactly. Romeo Agresti, big Spurs fan now.
Come on, Romeo. He wants to buy us a pint when he gets here. I'm looking forward to that. But so in terms of Vlahovic, bidding war is not what Levy likes. I can tell you that right now. If there's anyone else involved, he usually just withdraws and just goes for someone who no one else is in for.
Which is why we're always a bargain basement club.
Exactly. But in terms of 10 million off the price into the summer, that's the reason why we can't wait till the summer, in all honesty, because if we wait till the summer, a load of other teams are probably going to be in for him. We have to kind of jump the gun and go in January if we're going to really have a good chance of getting Vlahovic through the door.
Do you really think, though, we spend 60 to 70 million on a guy who has a year left in his contract?
Yeah, I can't. I think it's unlikely. Especially
Not
in
even
January.
a year, 6 months.
6 months left. Is it at the end of the? No, it doesn't. You just say drop.
Sorry. You're right. A year. Yeah.
18 months in January.
Yeah.
So I would like to say yes, but judging by previous, I doubt it. But I would like to say that we will spend a bit on him in January. But I don't believe when I see it.
It's a lot of money.
It is a hell of a lot of money, especially for a player who might not even guaranteed to start.
Yeah.
So will Levy sign off on it? We'll have to wait and see.
The only way
Maybe
I see him signing off on
it
it is if we sell Kane. But I can't see us selling Kane at the moment.
Or Conte friends to walk.
Well, look, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But this is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the Tottenham updates we brought you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.